All right. Oh my God. Finally, I'm back trying the game. What a crazy month. Anyway, work's killing me, and I haven't played a board game face to face, and it's got to be in a while. So, anyway, what we're looking at tonight is you're probably thinking to yourself, "What the hell is that?" Well, this is a little something I threw together. I'm going to play test it. I'm trying to teach a friend how to play OCS, and it's not even historically accurate. I don't even know if it's balanced. It is simply a way to do a one turn or multiple turn things. It shows him every process of the game, including like where's your trace supply. It's all the rail hexes exiting east off the board or west off the board here, etc. For the Germans because they're going in this direction. And then I just put some Soviet breakdown units here, and because we're actually going to roll to see who goes first and all that stuff. We're going to start from the start of the turn. By the way, folks, I'm going to put this out here since it's early in the video here, and I know most people are like 4 minutes and gone. I need a decent sequence of play user-made list, not that spreadsheet one with the checkboxes that's up there. And unfortunately, I really like this one that this guy put together on Board Game Geek, but he always just translates it into Italian. I'm really surprised they don't have a good breakdown of this in any of their rule books for OCS. I know it's at the very beginning, but anyone got a good chart, or there's lots of good like Eastern Front series ones out there that shows you what the turn sequence is and then what you do inside that. I guess I could make one on my own, but then you're subject to the, experts out there just kind of ripping on you. So, anyway, if you guys know where to get one, let me know. Other than the spreadsheet one with the check boxes. Not liking that one. It's a little bit weird. Okay, anyway, I'm just trying to teach them something simple. The Germans need to take this little town here, Dankov. It's a village. It's not even a town. And you never know, like, this could be played over and over, and you roll to see who's going to go first. You never know who's going to go first. So, we're using Guderian's Blitzkrieg here, 2. And there's a naval warfare up there. Of course, I had to get my artillery in there. And, if the Russians go first, they might want to get behind the river or do something. So I gave them some options here, depending on who plays what. It's not even accurate, but we'll see. I just want to get some stuff on the board and push them around and kind of teach them how to do it, and then we'll go whether we'll do June of 42, June 1st. And then we'll roll the weather and see what we get. And we'll try to use all the optional rules, or the Soviet and German, not optional, the game rules for Guderian's Blitzkrieg 2. Like, the first time it freezes, the Germans you could lose a lot of guys due to frostbite and things like that. So, anyway, that's what this is. But first, I'm going to try to play it against myself and see what happens. Like, did I put these guys too far away to really get up here in time? Things like that. Just kind of test it and see what happens. So this is what we have. I'm going to move the objective marker. And I love GB2 because the maps are so wide open, right? It's just open terrain. When you compare it to something like Hungarian Rhapsody, that terrain is crazy. And I still have enemy at the gate set up behind me, but I want to get this game down and teach someone else how to play it. So basically, we have the 2nd Panzer coming in from this east side of the board, and I want to teach them how to fuel up with the formation fuel. And when you move in a stack, if you want to split someone out of a stack, once you split someone out of a stack, they're done moving. So get that stuff done. How to do movement modes, how to do the trucks. Like the little transport trucks, for example. This one is full, and that is an intrinsic transport truck that's with that formation. There's some special rules for that. And then I got a naval warfare unit up here, of course, because I can't resist. And then we just used the 2nd Panzer Group HQ that we tucked in right behind there. And we gave them 4 reserve markers. I'm going to try to use reserve more myself. A viewer on my artillery video had a great point, even though I wasn't demonstrating reserve or anything like that. He did make the point I could have put an artillery unit in reserve and gotten another bombardment off on the hex. So I want to set that up again and try that. Anyway, so this town is behind a river, so you got all sorts of weird, do I go over, do I go around? And then they got some armor here. It's kind of sitting in the back, like where's it going to go? And they got of course, the HQ. Oh, I forgot to put supply dumps out. Crap. I got to think about what to do with supply because there's definitely not going to be enough right now. I forgot about that. I got to put some supply points out. All right, so I'll add that later. Also, I'm starting to get a huge stock of these tokens for the games, OCS. I own so many that I have a lot, so I don't know if anyone needs like a counter sheet or something. I don't know. Some of them are old. I have some older ones and some newer ones. Anyway. All right. So I forgot to put the supply points out. I'll throw out a generic supply dump, maybe 10 each side or something. I don't know. You guys tell me what's a good amount of supply that you'll use in a situation like this. I bet it's going to be a lot because if you're thinking about that artillery, that naval warfare alone is going to be, I don't have my charts. He is a 16. So you're looking at least 3 tokens right there. So it's not quite 1 SP to fire that naval warfare. And then I think there's some artillery embedded with the division. Maybe. He's in there somewhere, but I don't want to knock my stack over. And we're not using Fog of War. I'm not going to teach him Fog of War. It's just too much right away, So this is not proper Fog of War, so don't fret on that. What else? That's about it. I forgot to put the supply points out. So I'm going to play this. I'll probably play this in video chunks. And like I'm going to play test it against myself. Now, I know it's not balanced. You're looking at this and you're like, geez, what a smash. But I do want to have like some sort of a definite victory, like, oh, I did it or I couldn't do it. And should I make them take this in one turn? Or like, if I play the Germans, like what should I do there? But while we're on the subject of GB2, what are some of the things that do affect this little scenario? There's some cool stuff in here. It's not, God, the scenario book is, it's massive. I'm a little bit disappointed because even the small scenarios to me are not small. I mean, the small scenarios are kind of big, I think. All map edge rail entry hexes provided to the player can be used as supply sources. So let's see here. This book is huge. It's on very thin paper. Not the best paper quality. So let's take a look here. I got a picture of this in case something weird happens. It tells you basically where your German supply points can come in. All west map edge rail entry hexes for the Germans. So I kind of set that up like that. And let's see what else we got here. We've got some, the tree bark soup. This is something you'll see in Hungarian Rhapsody too. It's got like sausage. Tree bark soup counters. And basically, if you're out of trace supply, you can place one of these counters to keep them from being marked out of supply. And there's a thing where when you use it, you give it to the other player. So even if you want to use it, you're going to give the other player a chance. I think that's pretty smart. It's kind of cool. Not the most appetizing thing, but I could see like some Russian partisans using that. What else do we got here? Here's some of the things the Germans, this is interesting. You'll see this in some other titles, eating their horses. Execute each of the following rules with these special weathers. Now let's look at the, oh yeah, frostbite. The German infantry suffered greatly when the first freeze hit in the winter of 41. When the first light freeze turn of 41 occurs, apply this roll. Roll 1 die for each German infantry division. On a 1 through 3, destroy 1 step. We're going to use that's nasty. Now, of course, I'm picking a scenario that's not really going to happen because we're going to roll for the weather, but it's June. So if I'm correct in this, let me take a look and see if I can find the weather table. And we'll take a look at what it could be here. I pulled these out of the center of the Guderian's Blitzkrieg book. So I took these out. You can take these out of the center, and there's one for each player. So if we take a look at this weather, we're in June here, April, May through September. It's auto dry, and then you have your flight where you roll. You could have limited or normal. We're not using air power in this example. I could add that in later. I'm just going to keep building on this scenario as I teach him things. So it's auto dry, right? So you don't have too much to worry about there in terms of the weather. We're going to be auto dry, and then maybe I can mix it up and, do something different. So you want to put your weather marker on dry here if you're new to this series. And they did it again where they put it on a map. Come on, man. Put this on a sheet, right? It's so annoying. So flight is, we're going to say we roll full. All right, we're not going to worry about that. It is the 1st of June, and then you go around till the month is done there. Okay, and that's kind of how that works. You're like, hey, Hudson, what's the turn limit? I don't know yet. I don't know. Maybe just play till it's impossible. I don't know. But I got to get a grip on this game. He needs to get a grip on it. It's been so long that I've forgotten even after my own videos I had to watch my own videos, which is pretty sad. So yeah, that's where we sit on this. It's going to be very simple. And I got to get some of those supply points out, and then we'll come back and kind of, play through this starting from first player determination. And kind of go from there. What do you think? You think these guys are starting too far back? What if it was you had all of, let's say, June 1st through the 8th to take Dankov? Think you could do that? What do you think? I don't know. We'll have to play test it. I might have to add more, so it might be a steamroll, so I got to add or subtract. I'm just throwing units out there. You have the 19th Infantry Division, typical early stuff here. Some so-so armor. How's that compared to the German armor this time? Let me see what they got in here. Oh man, this stacking stuff drives me nuts. Let's just put our formation marker out here, like so. And then off to the side, we're gonna lay these out so you can see what we're dealing with. Well, the German armor. There's your artillery here. To go with the naval warfers, that's 18. I'm gonna have to put him in move mode because that movement's terrible. He's at 16 if he uses truck movement. And I want to teach him about ZOCs and all that fun stuff. This armor is that's not that good. What did I grab here? So the Soviet armor, interesting enough here. Oh, different sizes. Okay, that's why. There's more of them than there are of the Germans. So here you go. Let's set those out and just, keep the formation marker. If you have a good link to a formation marker box, so I don't have to do constant stacks, let me know in the comments or tell me on Facebook or something. There we go. So all of that is in this hex, and I gave him 4 reserve markers. I haven't practiced reserve in a long time, so I need to practice all that stuff. All right. Now, here's the thing. You notice I had a week off. Next week, I got to travel again. I'm not going to be home Monday through Thursday. Friday, I'll probably be too tired. So it's going to be a bit before this gets going. And I still have to do enemy at the gates, which is set up behind me. I have not made the opening moves on that because I kind of want to shift over to that. But I'm in a definite OCS mood right now, and when Eastern Front, you know, it's at the printer, and I think you might see some Panzer. I think Panzer's supposed to ship next week. I think it's shipping and being charged. So I'm going to get Panzer in the expansion for the Eastern Front. I'm probably going to get heavy into Panzer, even though it's not really the best game to solo because you have to do those commands and it's kind of awkward, but just the standard rules at first. But I want to get into that series. I haven't played it in, God, it must be 8 years, 9, at least, maybe more. So, okay. I've rambled on enough. Let me get those supply points out here, and then I'm going to give this a test off camera and then come back on camera. Probably after my trip, I'll be back, but I just wanted you to know I wasn't gone, and I did get a PS5, so it's a lot of my money that did not go toward the MMP sale, but I have everything I want off of that website, and if I don't have it, it's in some sort of pre-order phase, like the North Africa SCS, things I can't get. And I really just I only need one of the GTS. I'm waiting for the Devil's Cauldron reprint. And I don't play Squad Leader, so I'm pretty good on that end. But okay, thanks for watching, and I'll be gone for about 4 days. And then we'll come back and get into this, trying to balance this thing out. Let me know what you would do to add stuff to this. How many supply points should I put out? It's basically drive and take this village. Why? I don't know. I need to have something for him to defend against. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.